Hey guys, hope you are all doing well. This is Faith James, your Chief Brand Strategist at the Versatile Branding Consultancy. And this morning, I want to talk about how to build your brand visibility, but specifically how to attract the right clients, not just anybody. Because as I like to say, not everybody with a credit card is your ideal client. So number one, when it comes to brand visibility, this is what I want you to hear me say loud and clear. I just got off a session with a client and they were sharing how they were feeling, that maybe, the goals that they set for January, that they weren't on pace in terms of the money goals specifically. And then because I'm a big fan of checklists and assessments, I went through and I said, did you do this? Did you do this? Hey, Diana, thanks for joining, love. I said, did you do this? Did you do this? And I would say probably 7 out of the 10 questions I asked, the answer was no. So just as we can't push water uphill, you can't get people to buy your stuff if your brand visibility isn't up. If your brand antenna is not up, you will not get the reception. Does that make sense? You want to tune into, your top 100 country station. If you're not tuned into that frequency of 97.2 where all the hits are being played, you won't hear the station. So it's the same thing when it comes to your business, when it comes to your brand. I need you to be as honest as you can with yourself and say, okay, right, let me take a look at what I've actually been doing. What have I been doing to get my brand visibility up? And so people sort of just, I want to say like circle the drain a lot of times, but it's not that difficult. Number one, so this is the number one, write this down. You need to establish your headquarters. Specifically, you're going to establish your headquarters for where your brand is broadcasting. For a lot of people, that might be Facebook, because one of the things, I say a lot of the times is that 3.4 billion people active on social media each month. That makes good sense, right? The people that you're going after, the types of clients, and if you have already done work and you understand, not just from a demographic standpoint, but the types of clients that you're looking for, if in fact they reside on Facebook, then that makes sense. Your brand headquarter might be LinkedIn. If you're going after established entrepreneurs, executives, and professionals, if you're going in a particular industry, let's just say you're going after attorneys or you're going after CPAs, you're going to find a bigger clustering of those individuals on LinkedIn. So your brand headquarter or your broadcasting headquarter might be LinkedIn. But that's the number one thing that you have to do. You have to establish a headquarter. Why? Because if you're running short on time and you're busy and life gets in the way, because it will, this year is no different, life will get in the way. If you do nothing else, you're going to be broadcasting your brand messages on this platform. If you have an admin or an assistant and you want to maybe push yourself out a little bit more, then you say, okay, right, everything on this list must be done on Facebook, and then let's maybe try over on LinkedIn, or maybe we try on Pinterest or Twitter. But don't be too scattered, but you must have a place, because then your checklist can say, okay, right, did I post this thing on my business page? So right now, as I'm modeling for you, hey Brenda, thanks for joining, love. Right now, I'm broadcasting this from my business page. And why am I on the business page? Very important, guys. When you're on the business page, you can get insights about this video, your video. So you get statistics, you get reach, you get data on engagement. You can then boost your videos after. If you do a Facebook Live on your personal page, you will not be able to get any of that information. You will get no data from Facebook and you won't be able to boost it. So this is why it's important to go live on your business page, and then you can share to your groups, to your personal, in any place else. You can download, upload to your YouTube channel. I'm going to be doing a video on that in a couple of days. So have a headquarter, guys. Did you Did you share to your group? Did you share to your personal page? Did you share on other groups that you're in? So that's number 2, right? Is within your community, leverage your community. Referrals and people who are happy customers make the best opportunities for you to get your message out. And it's not that people aren't well-intended. People are busy. So until you ask, I did a post on my personal page where it was a scripture, and it was about, asking, just, asking for what it is that you want, because guess what? God said, it's my pleasure to give you the kingdom, but you have to ask. So similarly with your people, you have to ask them. If you have a really great relationship with a client or with a vendor or whomever, you say, hey, listen, can we do a little win-win exchange? Can you share this program that I'm doing to my group, and then I will share your upcoming program to my group? It doesn't have to be more intense than that. And most of you who follow me know that I last year had done a similar partnership with Serena Jindal, who is a producer, actress, from all walks of life. She's actually now in Mumbai producing some amazing content, so shout out to Serena. But the way, and I still haven't physically met Serena in person, but we've worked together. It was like, here's a win-win. Hey, I'm gonna do this, and then you'll do this with me. Very easy to do. So guys, your referrals, the people who are already in your circle, in your tribe, who know, like, love you, are raving fans, ask. So that's number 2. Number 1, establish a brand headquarter and broadcast from that headquarter consistently. This is what I'm going to say. Consistency is the key. Consistency is everything. Because if you are here today, gone tomorrow, again, the people are busy. The people are busy. The people are busy. And unless you establish a presence where you have some continuity in knowing. So for example, with myself and my brand, everybody knows that in the tribe on Thursdays around noon, I come on and I do Brand Therapy Thursday. You establish your rhythm and a cadence. Let your people know where they can find you. And then the third thing I want you to do is just really come from a place of knowing. Come from a place of knowing that you understand your content, that you understand what it is that you do, and you come with excellence, and you deliver with excellence. As I like to say, the consumer is not a moron. So you can't be shucking garbage and expect people to buy your stuff. So you want to come from a place of knowing that says, you know what? Yes, I know I can deliver these products and services. I know I can deliver this program. So there's no question. So then there's when I come to you and I say, okay, right, let's get the Facebook Live going. Let's get this blog going. We're going to push this out using Q. Let's get this. That you're not like, oh, well, I don't know, or you're worrying about like imposter syndrome. There is not the time nor the place for that. If you are looking to move through this month, if you've already done the work and you say my money goal for the year was X, and in January, I can tell I'm on pace if X is happening. You can't be then questioning and wondering, oh my goodness. The time to do that is before you decided that you're going to build a brand and launch this thing as a business. Because if you're really launching your brand in a great way, it's coming from the heart, right? Where you're coming to serve, like you have a mission and a purpose, that God put his hand on top of your head and said, you go, right? And I'm not saying you're not going to have sort of these thoughts all along the way, but one of the things that I do is that I just always am asking myself, if this was my mom and I'm delivering this program or this content, would I deliver this to my mom, my sister? The answer is yes, I'm going. And I don't need everything to be in place to go, but I just know that I lead from, my life is ruled by integrity. And so I already know that. So even if things get busy and crazy, I never come into self-doubt on it. So that's what I want you to do. Come from a place of knowing. If you know that your stuff is good and it's right and it's relevant and that people's lives are going to be transformed, then it is, hear me, watch me. It is your duty. It is your responsibility to show up for the people for whom God put you here to serve. It is your responsibility and your duty. Think of it as a parent and a child relationship. As a parent of a minor child, it is your responsibility to see to their safety, to see to their basic needs, to see to their care and comfort. It is not optional. Child welfare services will be knocking at your door. So I want you to think about when you don't show up, when you're not consistently showing up with your brand, and you know you've got the goods because God gave you the goods. It's in here. And all he said for you to do, these gifts, these talents that I've given you, I need you to go share with the people. You are the Moses of your industry. And what do we know about Moses? He was quick to say, oh, but God, I stutter. Oh, but God, I don't know the words. And what did God say to Moses? He said, who made your mouth? Right? So as long as you know God's your creator and he has given you everything that you need to do, I want to remind you, and if nobody's ever told you this before, allow me to be the first to tell you, it is your duty and your responsibility to have your brand show up consistently to serve the people for whom God has given to you. In scripture, Jesus says, none of whom he has given to me, he being the Father, none of whom he has given to me are lost, have been lost, but one, Judas, which, we all know his story. But that's what I wanted to say. Your brand visibility is predicated on the fact that consistency rules the day, whether you feel like it or not. I promise you, true story. I was hemming and hawing, because I have a client session coming up. I just got off of one. I turned on the curling iron. I was like, well, I'm going to do the live yet. I'm going to curl my hair first and then do it. The curling iron is still on in the bathroom right now. And God literally just said, come sit down and do this right now. Nobody cares about your hair. And I was like, okay, God. And this I know to be true. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about what my hair looks like, whether it's curled, whether it's... That's not important because I'm here to serve you. Because in this moment, in January, we still have the opportunity for you to set your money goals, for you to get onto a brand action plan that's actually going to deliver you results. I'm going to use one of my clients as an example, and then I'm going to wrap. Jacqueline Young Landy, shout out to Jacqueline. Poster child for coachable and taking action. And listen, and Jackie will tell us she is not the most tech savvy, happy, ready person, but you know what she is? She's coachable. And when I say go, she goes. She has been texting me, over the holiday. She's like, oh, sorry to bug you on your holiday, but she's getting so many people reaching out to her from her social media activity, booking her. She's making custom dresses. She's, helping people with their lifestyle in terms of their nutrition and how they look. Every morning, actually, Jacqueline is on social media doing 10 minutes. She started on Facebook. That was her headquarters. Now she's added LinkedIn. She's gotten an invitation to come on a podcast. Somebody wants to talk to her, interview her about lifestyle. None of this would have happened, A, if she didn't take the coaching, but two, more importantly, if she didn't do the work. She shows up consistently. Whether she feels like it or not, she shows up consistently because you know what? There are people out there that have Jacqueline Young Landy as their sponsor in life, that you're going to get a message from her and she's going to be the one to motivate you into taking action. Right? Whether it's, and Jacqueline only does 10 minutes each morning. But that 10 minutes is enough. When you do what? Consistently every single day, results are guaranteed. So I hope that served you well. Get your visibility plan. And if you don't know how to do that, I want to encourage you to just get on the phone with me. Go to speakwithfaith.com. Book a session with me. I will help you through this. But I'm telling you now, nothing will shift or move in your business or your brand if you don't have a consistent brand presence, because people get busy, people get distracted. And when I say it's your duty and your responsibility, just like a parent, because what happens if you let somebody else raise your children? If you just let the people that they hang out with on the corner or in school raise your kid and tell them, the meaning of life and how they should be, what type of human they should grow up to be. right? Number one, you're shirking your responsibility, but number two, you don't know what they're teaching them. And so if you want to guide your child, right, you're like, no, that's my role. I'm going to imbue meaning to my child's life coming from my own experiences and my philosophy and how I believe, I want to live my life. It's the same thing. If you don't show up for your people, there are all these other ne'er-do-well, I'm just listening, we're just keeping it 100, who may not be as equally qualified as you, who, are not ruled by integrity, who just say, look, here comes a sucker, I can take their money and, give them some, old outdated stuff and say, yep, there you go. Because you know why your people took that? Because that was all that was there at the time that they were ready. And you didn't show up because you were either scared or busy. You didn't show up because you didn't feel like it, or you felt like you didn't know what you were doing. But God already said, who made your tongue, Moses? Who made you? You are expertly, uniquely, fearfully, and wonderfully made. Show up in your gifts and talents. Show up for your people. Hear your calling and answer it. So that's it for today's video. Hope that served you well. Again, go to speakwithfaith.com if you would like to have a session with me, and I will talk to you soon. Take care. Bye now.